Welcome back. I am unmuted to the Fusewrights Union, episode 5, part 2. I believe, Zaid, you wanted to find Adric for something.
I did. I'm making sure the stream has sound, and so
It does.
far it does.
Phew.
Right.
I wanted to go see Adric, like just knock on their room.
Yep, I'm around the house. That's easy
Just-
enough.
Yeah, just knock, knock, knock.
Door opens.
Hello. Oh, I have a sandwich for you.
Thank you.
Hey, so about that, can I come in?
Adric will kind of back up and gesture. It's a pretty empty room.
It's exactly like my room. I wanted to talk to you about how you said like you're a tool. What is that all about, buddy?
Shrug. That's all you're getting for that.
Okay. I was not ready to be a father.
Sometimes when we get angry. Oh.
And just to be clear, like Adric hasn't told anyone that he's basically a failed Captain America project, right?
No, not yet. No one's
Okay.
asked, honestly. He's not gonna hide it, as said.
Yeah. Now I don't know how much you know about the war, but
A fair bit.
yeah. In war, it might seem like you're like a tool to be used, right? But like, gosh, how do I explain this? When
You're
you think of yourself as a tool, it almost removes yourself from your decisions, I guess, if that makes sense, right? Like, I don't want you to view yourself as a tool, Adric. I want you to view yourself as a person who has feelings and wants. Because you talk about the orphanage, right? Like, you want to open up. Do you talk about that? I don't know if we know about that.
Let's go with yes to keep that conversation going.
Okay, cool. Like, you talk about like the orphanage, right? Like that's a good thing to do. Just like how we want to overthrow the system, right? You want to overthrow your own sort of like system of hierarchy, right? Don't look at yourself as like a tool of that. Look at yourself as like the engine of that progress.
Want is a strong word there, but all right. What you say doesn't make sense. It's not logical. It's not.
Well, ask me about it. What seems like it's not clicking? You know what? I'm here for you as a friend. You can tell me anything. We're cool. I'm hip with the kids.
Sorry.
And how does that make you feel?
Yeah. Listen, I could bring up the couch from downstairs. We could just lie down.
One moment to put my face back on.
Just what's wrong, buddy? I'm here.
There is nothing wrong. I don't know why you brought the sandwich or why you needed to come up here. Everything is fine.
I'm just worried about you, is all.
Why?
Well, you're fighting robots, and you're hanging out with a bunch of dudes that are like can be your father or like old enough to be your wife. It's like it's a weird. Like, I'm not dissing you for like hanging out with us, but it's like I want you to be like I want you to be a 14-year-old boy and like go out and like tussle with other boys and like scrape your knees. I don't want you like having to murder people,
That
right? Like that's your
life
choice if you
isn't
want to.
exactly. That
I
life didn't happen, and so why mourn it?
but you
Why
can
is
still
that
make it
the
happen.
ideal? I chose what I'm doing. I'm in charge.
It just doesn't from the outside it doesn't feel it feels like you're just doing it because that's what you feel like you need to do. I just want you to know that you're whatever you
You
want to
guys
do,
pay.
you can. I missed that part. What'd you say?
You guys pay.
We do.
If you want something else from me, tell me, and maybe I can give it. Who knows?
I just don't want you to look back on your life and think of what else you could have done. Right? Like this is kind of extreme. I don't it's not that I don't think you're a valuable part of the team. You very much are. It's just I don't want you to regret what you're doing later on.
I'm not going to feel regret. I'm
I
not
said that
going to feel much of anything. I don't.
just because oh, gosh. Not feeling doesn't make you stronger. It's just it's knowing how
I'm not feeling to be stronger. That's uh you asked earlier what I knew about the war.
Mhm.
I mean, I've mentioned who my family is. I've told you that I was meant to be a part of it. It never got to that point, but there were some experiments and I volunteered and I don't feel things anymore.
What?
I'm not going to feel regret.
I feel like this is a conversation I was not prepared for. I'll get back to you on that. And I feel like this was a good conversation. You know, if you feel like you should be feeling things, come to me. You know, I'm a safe place. I'm a safe space. I'm in the corner tower. You know, I see a lot of things. And like as he's saying this, he's like slowly backing out of the room. Like, oh god, this went way worse than I thought it would.
This wasn't what I signed up
There's-
for. I just
No,
wanted
there
to.
are
I was signed
a
up for
lot of
angsty
worms in
teen.
this can.
Yeah.
Patrick just shrugs, shuts the
Yeah.
door, and starts eating the sandwich.
Yep. I signed up for angsty teen, not I was a super soldier.
Hey, at least he ate the sandwich.
At least he ate the sandwich.
Yep.
That should be the sandwich. Should just be the name of this episode.
That was my scene I wanted.
That was the scene. Perfect.
Yep. Like all of my characters, slightly awkward.
Slightly.
Slightly.
But this one could have a conversation. I feel like previously you make decisions that hamper you to make it impossible.
Listen, that's most of my characters.
I know, it's fine.
Uh,
All right. So,
Did-
anything else you guys want to do before we jump into the next job, the next score?
Nah, we should just do it. We should do the score.
All right.
Yeah, we should do. I do have one question though, Adric. When Grind is treating you, is there anything indicative of you not being normal?
That was a question that I kind of went into before the game. I'm going with no, because the things that I like the idea of are just a tad too much squick for me. So
I was thinking something like you're shaped in like a 14-year-old boy, but you have adult levels of muscle tone and
yeah, that would
bone
be for
density.
sure.
Unusually fit. Unusually.
Yeah, like really little minor things that, unless you're specifically looking for them, you're not gonna find.
But no signs of
I
like horrible experimentation.
you
Or
saying
just
that makes
like-
me think- Here you go. I was making a joke.
I was just gonna say, or just like anything that a doctor would be like, huh, that's strange, but okay, like you heal a
With
week
them-
faster than normal, or whatever.
Within the
Go with-
realm of normal, but not specifically normal.
I am perfectly okay with that, especially if it's. I just wasn't able to think of anything aside from ridiculous amounts of needles, and I'm not so keen on that. But
Right, like
yeah,
a regimen of vitamins.
there is
or
something that is obvious or that is subtle but could be a sign. Yeah, sure.
Okay. So we'll make it a roll then if it comes up, rather than like a study roll or something
Yeah.
to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm now
that's all I was suggesting, that there would be something, but not something that's obvious unless you're looking for it.
It would be something that is
Right.
like
Yeah.
revealed through like chemical experimentation with their blood or something like that. It's not normal.
There's so many dumb, mad scientists that,
Oh, yeah,
that
absolutely.
could have happened to make Super Soldier Child.
My brain went to the scene in Captain America where he goes in the pod, but instead of like Chris Evans coming out, it's the dude, that small
It's
dude
the
at the
same
size.
dude. He doesn't change shape.
Yeah, but then he can just
It's
run
for
ridiculously
America.
fast and still do what he can
There's
do.
still the over the top, like a glowy chamber of power or whatever, but there's no about, like
There's no
like-
sudden like getting taller at all.
Yeah.
no, there's none of that. It's just now you're the same. Did it work?
Jumps 10 feet into the
And
air.
that is why I don't have full first-hand experience in the war. Did it work? Was the end of that.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay.
I think.
Then let's
I know
jump
we
into
just
the
said
score.
something about how the dilettante would be some sort of like arts connected thing.
Yeah.
It makes sense. I was also thinking she could just simply be our connection to the ink rakes.
Oh, yeah.
That we are
That
just
too.
using her connections to get them to be caring about this party.
That could
Yeah.
work.
That's
Yeah.
the thing we gotta. That's the first social plan. That's the thing we gotta
Yeah.
say we're doing.
Mhm. So it's she's helping with your cover.
We have to. The detail we have to provide is the connection. It's not a cover.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Connection.
pretty above board, with the
Okay.
exception of selling guns secretly. The actual party is 100%
With
above
the exception
board.
of the illegal stuff, it's totally legal.
With
Yeah.
the exception of the selling of the guns, the party is all above board. Like
Okay.
The interesting part is the party, because if the party doesn't go well, then they'll look around for a better story, right?
Mhm.
Which is why, like, that's the focus.
Okay. How do you know her? Like, is she like a former? I could see her as potentially a former classmate of Hicks's, who like graduated and now is working for the.
I don't think
Inquirers.
classmate specifically, but it could be someone I know from like just being a rich young person.
True.
Again,
hang
if we
out
want
with-
to
Maybe
Other
use
we hang
grace,
out
we
with-
have a place where a bunch of nobles are hanging out.
she could have asked
Yeah.
you about what your experience in Aruvia was.
Yeah, I probably could have met her at some like young person salon of like wealthy families or something. One of those
Okay.
kind of events. And like I have
Yeah,
She knows
could
all
I
of
am
you.
reluctant
Like,
to talk
that's the
to at
thing.
those events because I don't fit in. I've been places they haven't.
We
Okay.
could do the Grace thing just to like also have that NPC in there just in case things go horribly wrong. Which Blades it will go horribly wrong.
Okay, so she is a
I
member.
doubt that Grace herself would be useful. It's more a matter of
Like her connections.
exactly.
Okay, so she is a member of the Ink Rakes, and she is interested in foreign cultures.
Oh yeah, he's fascinated with foreign culture. So she probably knows me because I'm an approachable person to talk to a Ruby about, as opposed to
You know,
a
some
poor.
yeah,
The silver nails. Yeah.
yeah.
Let's go
Either
talk to
too
the Red
tough,
Bashes.
too intimidating, possibly demon possessed.
Yeah.
No.
or this college student you knew from when you were a child who spent 3 months there. You talk to them first.
Yep. Okay. That's the connection. She's
Yeah.
helping you. Anything else? Like, let's go through the thing.
Let's go for
yeah,
like party.
Yeah, this isn't a show of force, so there's no extra free downtime action. So,
we start with one die for sheer luck.
engagement. One die for sheer luck. Choose your loadout. Choose your load
Oh.
first.
Light? It might have to be light.
It might have to be light.
I'm going light because we can't show up armed to the teeth to this.
Yeah,
I'm still
Except for Adric. Because
going
we could be
normal.
like, your security.
Yeah.
okay.
Could you also have me as security? Because I am ex-military.
It's up to you. I'm going light.
I mean, the excuse for anybody in normal is that you're there to make sure nothing bad happens.
Yes.
You know.
And the way this will work is basically your effect and or your position will be changed based on this for social roles. Like if you're trying to tell someone like, no, it's fine, nothing's going on here. Ignore the heavy armor I'm wearing.
Ignore the rifle
This is where I
strapped
get
to my
some
back.
resolve rolls.
I'm
With
going
my
Yes,
hero
if you want desperate XP, take heavy because you'll be in more desperate positions for your roles.
This is just a social party. It's a dude in like the Juggernaut outfit from Modern Warfare.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going normal because I don't have that many like social roles anyway. So I'm mostly going to be prowling and shooting people if things go bad.
Why do you
I'm still hoping for a speech.
Okay, you assume bad just means gunfire, though. There's so many
That is
other
the
bad.
worst part that could happen is
There are so
we
many
shoot
other
in a
bads.
social plan.
When you are a hammer, everything else is a nail. This is why so many
Exactly.
people die, okay?
Narratively, there can't be gunfire here. It's the neutral
if
zone.
It is the neutral zone.
Oh,
If
that's where holding
yes, if you shoot first, you can do that. There will simply be consequences from the crows.
Lots.
I won't shoot first.
Remember
well, I guess
theory
we don't
about
want solo.
what happens if I pour the demon ichor down someone's throat?
I know what will happen. I've already wrote down what that demon ichor does. Do it.
Yeah, I saw your face at the
Okay,
beginning. You were discussing.
All right.
I don't trust
okay.
that
All right, so
stuff.
we've got load.
Is this operation particularly bold or daring?
I'd say specifically not.
I think so.
I also don't think it's overly complex or contingent on many factors. It's party goes well, we sell guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so. Does it expose a vulnerability to the target or hit them where they're weakest? I
could see this going either way.
I don't think we're actually hitting anyone.
The ink rigs are
We
not
are.
like
We are hitting the ink.
you're hitting both the ink rigs and your customers for weapons, and like they have a especially like do they really need weapons right now or things like that.
Oh,
Are we
this is
selling
just a convenient cover for a big delivery kind of thing. Because previously the delivery is a box at a time, like through.
Yeah.
Because the problem with moving guns isn't the problem's not getting the guns because you can get weapons. The problem's not finding buyers because there's enough gangs around that people need buyers. It's moving them because you can't just walk through town with a crate of guns without no one jumping.
So the difficulty in this case won't Will it be? I think there'll probably be some selling to them, but not as much.
Yeah. But yeah, the difficulty is providing the cover so we could do a big sale.
Yeah. Okay.
And I presume this is to the Scotland rebels, who I guess are
Yeah.
For the weakest,
keeping
I
up
don't think
their
I don't think it hits them where they're weakest. They're,
Well,
I don't know if
mm,
it hits them where they're.
the suggestion we had for hitting them where it's weakest is that this is what the idea was, that this would be what the ink rakes want. The ink rakes want to be schmoozed. They want to be invited to things.
oh, for the ink rakes, I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
That was our argument for hitting where it's weakness. This is what they want. They want people to pay attention to them so they can be looked favorably upon in the papers, kind of thing.
They want pictures of the
do,
Scotlanders.
but
That
they're
was
also
the
used to
suggestion.
that. It's something that they want. That if it's something that they want, I wouldn't necessarily call it something that they're specifically weak to or even vulnerable to. If it's something that they're expecting.
Well, are they a sucker for it? Is the question.
Yeah, that's
Like-
one in like that's something they like, not something that always happens.
Yeah, and I don't think they're a sucker for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was our pitch.
Nope, that's fair. Minus one if the target is strongest against this proc or has. I don't think that's the case either so far.
Yeah. We have friends, multiple of them, in fact.
You
Yep.
do.
Yes.
Do you have enemies or rivals interfering in the operation?
I don't think anyone hates us that much yet, hopefully.
Checking my notes. Checking my
It
notes.
depends on who that damn mole is.
Depends on who the mole is, and I could also see.
Spirit Warden, Scotland Consulate. There are 2 negative 2s.
This isn't a Spirit Warden's like radar.
The answer is
No.
yes.
Back down to 1.
It's on neutral territory.
I know.
There's also pluses or minuses depending on other factors. So I think they're 1 tier higher, but we're on neutral ground.
Yes.
So I think that's a wash.
Mhm. Yeah, I don't think that. Well, this is like, you're funding this party, kind of. Oh, I'm hesitant to give you another penalty to dice, but the ink rakes. Let me check what tier they are because they might have been to better parties. Honestly,
They're tier 2.
They're one above us.
Okay, I think they've been to better parties.
Right,
Yeah.
but I would
It's a lot
argue
more.
also that we might get a die taken away for that, but the die comes back because it's specifically crow's foot neutral ground on our hunting grounds.
Does that give you a
Neutral
plus
ground
one?
wasn't our hunting grounds. Our hunting grounds was a strip
Or-
of canal.
Yeah, it's the street. It's the street closest to the canal.
So, are we using the neutral grounds as our hunting ground or not? Because I think you guys had.
That's not
con-
Tangletown's neutral ground.
We specifically didn't pick the neutral ground because
Oh,
we couldn't
you're
like,
right.
do anything on that. Because we couldn't do anything on neutral ground.
Show of force
Oh,
on the
that's
neutral
right.
ground for some reason is difficult.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's a bunch.
yeah.
Of, it's an alley. It's not in the neutral ground, but it's an alley in Crowsfoot.
Yeah.
Not an
Are
alley,
we-
like a street.
Hosting
Yeah.
the party in
Hosting
the
a
alley.
party.
Yeah.
the street.
On our it's
If
on
that's
our
the case,
turf.
why not do it at our house?
Because this is specifically our turf.
Yeah,
But
that
are we
doesn't-
using the mechanics of the turf to
We
any
aren't.
significant advantage?
You are not because you're not using a show of force.
If it
So-
gives
So-
us a die for
So then
having it,
location doesn't matter.
Yeah, so the neutral ground makes more sense than our house or our turf.
Or we could just do it in the sheets in Char Hollow. So that's
Yeah.
where this
You do it in Charles.
logically would be anyway.
borrow
Yeah.
killing for a
You
night.
think in Char Hollow makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
that
what Scotland
provide
are.
ample fuel for flashbacks. If we need muscle, we could call upon some refugees, kind of thing.
well, the problem is if we don't come up with another plus somewhere, we're taking the lowest of 2 dice.
Or I thought we were at 1.
We were at 1 until the tier went away.
Until the ink rakes who you're trying to schmooze are tier 2, so they're used to better schmoozing than this.
So we need situational advantages of
Yes.
some kind. That's really our only option here.
Does the party not provide us a situational advantage? The fact we
That is the score itself. I don't think that's a situational advantage. If you guys wanted to do some stuff in free play to prepare for this, you could. Like, we're not going to go into too much detail, but if you wanted to just like do a bit of gathering information, because I don't think that's been done on what type of food specifically do some of the people in the Ink Rakes like, or even like how to schmooze them better might work.
Who are these people?
Oh,
Yeah.
I have an idea.
Okay.
The Ink Rakes were given a tip that the Phoenix might make an appearance. Because I have been giving them tips.
Yeah?
They might be more inclined to come.
Oh, I'll take that, but they're gonna show. That means they're gonna be looking for the Phoenix, not just to be schmoozed.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
Okay.
I can always Superman in the
So that's
phone.
it's basically better effect, but also there might be worse position later on because they're gonna be trying stuff.
Cool.
All right. So one die.
One
Let's
die.
roll.
Who's rolling it?
Nose goes.
You're a bunch of cowards. 26. Fuck it.
Oh God. Oh.
I fucked up the last one. I don't want to do it again.
That's fair. All right.
I blame
so you guys
Adric for taking all my 5s and 6s.
They're so helpful too.
Yes, you
They
guys
go away.
are going to be starting in a desperate position.
Why is it
Excellent.
always this?
XP, that's why.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
XP.
totally why.
The good news is, I'm pretty sure because it's a social plan, we're not going to get stabbed.
Okay.
No, and
Pretty
this
sure.
might answer the question I had of when do you use insight to resist things?
This is what we use insight to resist things.
Yes, yes, it is. So, I think you guys are still you guys are at the street party. There's stalls still set up everywhere. Like
We have a booth.
the party was still working fine. Wait, are you? Where are you? I thought you were in the street. You're in the neutral.
Yeah, we have a
You're in the neutral
booth.
ground.
No, we're at Char Hollow now. We changed it
We're
to
in
Char
Char-
Hollow.
Yeah.
Okay.
we changed it to
Char Hollow.
So you're still like maybe you helped fund this part of it. Like you still wanted to make sure like this is what's going to happen, and we have.
Yeah,
like,
we bought some cake.
What did you
The
like? Like what are
Stuff
the Ink
is
Rakes?
on our boat. It's probably in one of the canals of Char House. So.
Nice. Okay. So I think the first part of it is making sure that the Ink Rakes are settling in. You see some of them, like a group of them show up. The Ink Rakes. There's probably like 3 or 4 of them, more than you might have expected. Usually they only send 1 or 2 to cover something, but there's 3 or 4 of them. They like talk amongst each other, and then they like you greet them, and they start spreading out. Doesn't take too long though. I think that it seems that one of these Ink Rakes, maybe they like wrote, like it's something they wrote. Some of the people seem to have beef with one of their articles that they wrote, and you recognize some of like Ulf's gang they're in regular clothes, but they're there and they're hanging out, and they see this Ink Rake and they're like, that guy, and they're like looking at each other, and they start making their way over to him. I don't, desperate position, so they just call him out, like they call him up by name. He turns like with it was equivalent of a deep fried, like of a corn dog in his hand, something like that.
Some fried street food
Yeah
on a stick.
It's a rat.
yes, fried rat. He turns
The
like still holding like
of fried rat.
Pigeon.
yes, and just turns into like being punched in the face. But like you guys are, even if you're making way over there, this just immediately rushes and and punched in the face. And one of of Ulf's gang members is just like calling him out for like some anti-Scov remark that he said in one of his articles, and making him pay for it. So that's how that happens pretty early into this party.
Party starts with a fist fight.
Yes, you notice that the rest of the gang is like there's probably 3 or 4 others that are just kind of watching and standing back, not encouraging, but just like that. They're there. Ulf himself is not there personally. I'm sure that he has business with you because he's one of the people you might be selling weapons to. But yeah. Who wants to? You guys are like can be spread out around the party however you like. So
Yeah, I figured we wouldn't all be in the same place for this thing.
So it's up to you who intervenes.
Balls. Shoot.
One of
Depending
the
on
talkers
when
should.
they are, I would tend to be sticking towards the boat, but if they were anywhere around there, I'll kind of move forward and basically like, hey, stop it! Like, this is a party. You shouldn't be punching out anyone. Get off them.
Okay.
Go do something else.
Okay. Yeah. Are you physically moving them, or are you just like commanding them to stop?
Command.
Okay. I think this will be desperate. Like some of the ink rigs might just want to leave. As like we show up, I buy my first corn dog. I don't think all of them will necessarily leave. I will start some clocks for that, but yeah, some of them might. If this goes badly.
Okay. I'll still give it a shot. So desperate and
Yeah,
what
I think
standard at the moment? So
your
they would
pos-
basically scoot.
Yeah. I think your position here would be standard. Or sorry, your position's desperate. Your effect will be standard. I'm gonna start some clocks. Don't need that anymore.
Okay. Anyone else around for help or no?
Yeah, I can help. Just something about like we fighting is in the pit kind of thing, because I'm sure there's a
There's a Goblin tradition of fighting. in pits.
well, there's just like
Sure.
or there's some like cultural rule about like this is how you fight someone fair. You don't sneak up on them when they're eating a corn dog kind of thing. Like if you're gonna fight, make a square.
Traditional
kind of thing.
dueling etiquette.
Yeah, like if you fight, we make the square. We don't just beat them up in the street.
We're Scotlanders. We're not savages.
Yeah, something like that. Or I assume like if you're gonna do like you're doing this wrong,
All right.
obviously
One more.
coming to the aid of Adric and the Ink Rake. Just
One more
adding my
helping
voice
dice,
to his. Yeah, so I take the stress and you get the helping die.
Okay.
Eee,
You
Oh.
blew
that
it.
worked
You just blew it.
well.
I
All
tried
right.
it.
Well,
I think
I got XP.
he still stops. You get them apart from each other, and but I think the guy is like he's still like gesturing and trying to intimidate this guy. Like, yeah, you want some more? Yeah, like kind of just intimidating him and trying to drive him away. I will. He doesn't. They don't attack you, but I'm going to tick 3 on the 4 o'clock of the Ink Rake's writing a scathing
Jesus.
article. As the guy gets up and is like, he like looks at you, Adric, like, what kind of party is like? I just. He the final blow in the coffee. He looks down and his fried rasp fell on the ground. He's like, "Oh man."
I was just about to eat that.
There's like
Yeah.
one bite in it.
Look at him. Look at the fried rat. I'm going to, and then look back at the boat and kind of trying to decide. Okay, do I
Yeah.
keep protecting the boat with the
Do I-
load of
do I-
guns,
The-
or
the
do I
other-
go get another fried
Do
rat?
I see you doing that?
The gang
Do I see-
members
Yeah,
have
sure.
started to like, yeah, we got him. Yeah, and so they start like going off and doing their own thing. They're not bothering with him right now anymore.
So if Adric is looking a little bit concerned about like leaving our cargo, like I can go and try to smooth things over with said.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Adric can
Sounds
get back
good, and I'll back away and head back and just keep watching.
Okay.
Well, if
I don't-
Adric's like looking toward the boat, I would like to imagine I'm somewhere up high, right,
Hmm.
where I could sort of see a lot of things.
Yeah.
I think if Adric looks toward the boat, they'll just see Varys sort of sitting there, going like picking at his like feathers, like he's got an eye on it.
Okay, in which case I can stick around for
Well, you're
whatever's
not.
going.
Yeah, he's nesting.
Okay. So you can. So because
If that's the case, then
Zay
I
is
see
there,
that.
then-
I'm going to go and grab another fried rat.
are you gonna
That's
help
the
basically?
important thing. They lost the fried rat. That's what they need.
No, that's not a bad idea. You're gonna talk to this guy.
Yeah.
I think some of, yeah, you see one of the other Ink Rigs come over and is like what happened? Like basically,
Oh, I
wondering
wanted
what
to
happened and
run
what's
in
going
and
on.
be the one to help him up. Was the thing I wanted to do. I wanted to specifically get there before his friends
You can do
do.
that. Well, we'll see if you do that, but yeah.
Well, that's not the part. I wanted to like have a conversation and make that the role. But the thing I want to do is like run it after I see him get beat up. I go and I help him pick him up and I dust him off. It's like let's get you some hot wine, some like carnival food. I mean, it's
Yeah.
the weird mug or whatever the Scotland carnival beverage is.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
It's hot meat.
Hot mead.
Hot mead.
Yeah.
I think you might. This sounds like consorting. I can only think this is consorting. I know you love
Well,
sway, but
I
this
I wanted to sway him. I wasn't there yet. I get him the drinks, and I wanted to like start talking to him about the wonder that is this cultural tradition of that how Duskwall doesn't have anything like this. We're all so set in our like toiling, and we need
you want to
to.
distract him, basically.
Yeah, we can't like the people at Duskwall don't take a. There's no Duskwall holidays. There's no like the Church of what's the church that matters?
Church of the Ecstasy of the Flesh.
The Church of the Ecstasy of the Flesh doesn't believe in large celebrations. They believe in personal gratification, the privacy of your own. Like that.
Okay.
The idea being that this is different,
Yeah.
and you.
And there are
interest-
holidays in Duskwall, but they're nothing like this.
Yeah, they're not a party. They're a day of remembrance or prayer
Yeah.
or something.
Okay.
The phrasing on that was all wrong.
Yeah. 2 weeks in a row. Here we go.
I'm good, James.
I didn't
Leave me
notice
alone.
it. But okay.
Church
I'll
of the
give
Ecstasy
you
of the
back
Flesh.
that helping die.
Yeah, I'm just trying to
On
convince him that this is
returning
cool.
with the rats.
Yeah. I'm just trying to convince him that this is cool and interesting, and we're cool and interesting. Don't be mean to us.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, that's
And
Yeah,
cool.
I'd say now. Yeah, you're trying to distract him. You're trying to like look at the fireworks, kind of thing. I see sway.
And really bring home the point that we care about each other here, and it's not
Yeah. Okay.
as proven by the fact we're the ones that saved them, and not they got bored.
I think that this will be. I think this is still pretty.
Desperate?
I don't think this is desperate, but it is limited effect as a result of what happened last time. I think this is risky and limited, and he's
Yeah,
still
this
like
is
rubbing.
desperate.
He's like still rubbing his face. There's a bruise starting to form, and he's
Yeah.
like only half listening to you.
Yeah, it's desperate with the standard effect.
Okay,
It's
so
like,
you're like, no, really, look at
oh,
this.
it's really cool.
Okay,
Like I'm overselling it. Like it's really not that cool.
okay, it has a chance to really annoy him.
Yeah, it'll piss him off if I'm wrong.
Okay, perfect. Devil's Bargain here. Ooh. I don't have a clock. I think a Devil's Bargain here might be. I think it's something to do with this guy specifically. I think it might be like he remembers you, like can track you down later. Remembers you.
Tandy?
Can try.
If
He's
he's
a
swaying,
reporter.
he might not remember it later.
Oh right, mesmerism.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a fair devil's bargain for me, because if the penalty is he remembers me, I
But
can
you have mesmerism, which can make people not remember you.
I
That's
can
fair.
make him not remember me. So it's not a fair, in my opinion, not a fair devil's bargain that I can just erase by saying I make him forget.
That's no. Thank you for the reminder. I am not thinking of another one right now that you were.
Yeah, I don't have a good one to suggest and counter.
Okay.
This might be worth pushing myself. I'm gonna do
Are
that.
you accepting my help there?
Yes, I am accepting Adric's help.
That's
Your
flag
your
rat.
kind offer to bring him a fresh rat.
Offer? No, he just got it. Okay.
Yeah, so I'll take the 2 stress
All
to
right.
get 2 bonus die, 1 from Adric, 1 for pushing myself, and then Alright, let's just do it. Come on.
Five. Okay.
Got a 5.
Five is good.
Five
5
is
is
good.
5.
Yep.
I mark XP.
You mark XP, and 2 ticks on the Inkrakes Write a Raving article go up.
Whoop, whoop.
Ooh. For consequences, I obviously don't want to take the other clock. But I have some ideas.
Perhaps
Recognizing me for mercy?
Oh, we'll get to that kind of thing in a sec. That's more that's with a desperate consequence. You can't just set up something else. No, this is something.
I'm
that
pretty
happens
sure,
things.
like, those guys from Ulf are starting more shit. Like, there might be a clock that's like, oh yeah, they just start a riot now.
I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think
That rolls right into what I want to do.
Okay, well, we'll get to that because there's a few things happening at once. It's great.
Oh, okay.
Scott, hold on. Skovlander Riot. That will not be a 4 o'clock. That one will make a 6 o'clock. But it's halfway full, and you can see that these guys are. Where are we? Here we go. Yeah, they're still starting stuff, and they're talking. They're like, you see them. They give this guy a stink eye, but they don't approach. They're like still. That's just part of the rounds that they're doing. But so you notice that Adric, as you're nearby and you see them, a few like some of them are wearing like some like local masks or costumes of some kind. It's not uncommon. In this, I think there'll be a few different ones. You recognize one of those people has the same tattoo as your sister does. One of Ulf's gang's members.
No.
Got it?
And she's noticed you as well. She's there. She was one of the people who were watching when the other guy punched this ink rake. At the same time, Zaid, you are looking down and watching the cargo, and I think you see, like you can see from above, a group of people. I don't think. Yeah. I'm going to hold off on that one. I'm not sure if I'll pull that card at all.
Yeah. Well, the bird is sitting on the boat.
Yeah. You know what you see? You recognize Costa and Steiner. They're working their way through the crowds separately, and they're looking around.
Okay, I am not in Phoenix getup, so I should be okay for a little bit.
Yeah.
God.
Just clarification, that tattoo is my sister, or it's just the same
It's
one?
not the same one. Sorry, it's not just the same tattoo. It is hers.
Okay, thank you.
From the time we've spent with Ulf, do I have a general idea of like what his goons sort of look like? Or is is it just these goons, or are there different groups of goons around?
There are all sorts. It's not something official, and especially because he's actually recently gotten some more goons since you guys helped him with Kellum, so you might not recognize all of them. But most of the time, like some of them are, you see some Skovlander former Leviathan hunters might join them. Some other people might, like it's all sorts of people who are just sick and angry of being treated poorly.
Is the 3 that we saw the only 3 that are causing trouble right now?
Right now, yes. Ulf himself has not yet arrived, so maybe more people might be coming with him. Maybe he's here to start trouble. Maybe they're just doing it themselves.
I would like. You know what? I want to hunt for Ulf.
You want to find him?
I want to find him. I want him to call off his dogs.
Okay.
Specifically, hunt, as in gather information about Ulf's location and movements.
Sure. Yeah. Yep. That's
not hunt as in
not hunt as in shoot.
Shoot.
Hunt as in find.
Hunt as in find.
Okay. What does it look like? How are you hunting him? How are you trying to find where he is? Or you just like go up and ask them where he is? Like.
No, I think it's more like since I have a vantage point, I'm just going from rooftop to rooftop, like trying to see down for the big Skovland man. Like, since I have a higher vantage point, I can see into the crowd more.
All right, cool. Yeah, go ahead. Is anyone helping you? I'm curious as to what Grind is up to.
Not hunting for Ulf, I don't think.
All right.
Yeah.
Could I have a friend help me?
No friends.
Not for the +1 die. No, you can have a friend with you. That might help, but it wouldn't help mechanically.
Yeah. I think my partner in crime, Velris, is also on rooftops with me.
Oh, okay, perfect. So you have
he's also
the Phoenix
security.
is there. Okay.
The Phoenix is there.
The Phoenix is helping you look. All right.
Yeah.
You're just also on
You're-
rooftops.
Your bill that you owe this PI guy is ever increasing.
Yeah. That'll come back to bite me sooner or later. Desperate, I assume?
You aren't in. There's no immediate threat that you have to deal with, so no. I think this will be risky though. And
Okay.
my devil's bargain is if you want to spend a coin to pay part of your PI bill, he will help you more.
I currently don't have any coin on me.
Shame.
He's getting his pay after this job. That's what's basically.
Okay.
Yeah, like narratively
be-
it's part of the
be-
job.
Can you promise some future coin?
Yeah. Can I do
And
that?
then if you fail, you're just going to have to hit
I would
us
just
up
like
one of us.
if that's something I would literally just take one off the top for your payment.
Oh, I just meant like narratively as part of the cost, not for the bonus Devil's Bargain coin. But I'm saying the standard rate is getting paid now. We just is narratively part of the cost of the mission. But
yeah.
Devil's Bargain for bonus coin does not cover that.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't pay him right now, so I can't do that.
Okay.
Is it risky standard?
I could tick one tick on everyone knows who the Phoenix is because
No, I just
I
unticked that.
I know you did.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's the bargain that they see the Phoenix and they see you at this party, so they're
like
well, the
they're
Phoenix
both
was at
running
the
on.
party.
They're not running on rooftops together, but they're both on the rooftops, and they see that. Yeah.
No, I'm.
Okay.
Is it just risky standard? I have 3 dice on this anyway.
It is risky standard.
Yeah, you want to see the 3 dice for that command roll earlier?
I mean, yeah. I'm just gonna go for it.
Well.
Risky standard. Here we go.
F4. All right, you
bad.
find Ulf. He is. I think who would he be talking to? I think you see him in the midst of like he doesn't want to be seen right now. He's down. He's in like behind in one of the alleys. He's probably in. Probably see him walk into like a small like side room of one of the hut. Probably like a hut that someone maybe lives in normally, but they're not there right now. He walks into there and like as a and right after he walks into there, a group of 3 or 4 people who look nondescript and normal, like they're intentionally dressed like commoners, walk in there as well, and he's in there for like he's meeting with them. Is what you can tell.
Okay.
About
I would
something.
like to get closer, but I want to see what Grind's doing.
Grind, what are you up to while this is going on?
Oh,
Oh, we still have camera issues.
Do we?
It depends on which overlay I'm using. So I've switched back to the one that is better.
I'm wondering if there's any quote unquote ubiquitous electroplasmic or clockwork crap around here that I could use to make this party better.
Yeah.
Street lights.
Char Hollow is one of the poorest districts, so it will be a
That's
lot
what
harder
I'm-
to find.
Right. That's what I was looking at.
Do the lampbacks have a presence in Char Hollow? Are there actual lamps in Char Hollow?
The Lamplacks no longer. The Lamplacks are were the Lamplighting Guild. They are no longer
Yeah.
the Lamplighting Guild.
They
So
used to use
because
the
of
fire.
ubiquitous electric streetlights.
Not entirely ubiquitous, just enough to the point where there is no longer enough to sustain them.
Right. Are there
So-
streetlights in Char Hollow? Is the real question.
Not electrical, I think, by default. There would be like lamps. They just wouldn't have the Lamplacks light them.
There would be the
They'd
old
handle-
lamps.
Yeah,
that
they would
people-
handle it themselves. Like
You know what
have
there is?
neighborhood lamps.
You know what there would be because the sheets are in Char Hollow. There would be like hot water heaters and steam generators and things like that to help wash clothes.
Yes.
So I think probably as a flashback, and I'm in my head, I'm seeing this like street festival, like the ones in The Godfather, where there's like some saint palanquin that they bring out, and it's a religious kind of event, like some celebrated Scotland figure in effigy is brought out, and
Yeah, like the founder of Scotland or something like that.
yeah. So what I would like to do
Scov was
is
obviously his name. I don't know.
what I would
No.
like to do is like when they make this procession of bringing that out, I would like to have previously hooked up the hot water heaters and everything else to put a low fog through everything, make it very eerie and supernatural looking,
Okay.
and sort of make it more of a spectacle, something worth writing about.
Nice. So is the flashback for getting this together will be a setup, do you think, for yourself, or what are you thinking?
I think the flashback is
Mainly the
not
main part of it?
necessarily the setup. It's doing the thing, and then
Right.
This is when it
and
happens.
then
And
the
then we-
button gets pressed when the procession starts. That's
Alright.
all.
Cool. So that sounds like you're tinkering.
Yep.
Your position here will, I think this will also be risky. They might see this as again a bit over the top.
Well, no, the risk is Grind was breaking
Showing
into
the street
people's houses before the
Wait.
party.
Were you breaking into people's houses for this?
I'm probably redirecting like public steam pipes and shit.
Oh, okay.
Like,
It's a little bit illegal.
Yeah. Then yeah, that would be risky.
Well, yeah. Well,
enough by itself.
the risk being you were noticed going around tampering with a bunch of stuff, and
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
suspicious
But,
and creepy in and of itself.
But Grind has favored some, he's got curried some favor with some of these people around here. It's Char Hollow. People around here know him.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be too bad.
Okay. Risky standard, I think.
Risky standard. All right. I have a reduced effect because I'm level 1. Nonsense.
Oh yeah, harm.
Yeah.
Do you want to push yourself to negate that? Do you want to treat yourself to? Well, actually, that wouldn't
Or-
match with the flashback, would it? Because it's for a few hours, I think. Is
Yeah. I mean, I
Would
could treat
only
myself
flashback.
in the flashback.
Yeah.
Like the first scene is just wrapping up the wounds and then doing
Yeah.
this crap.
Do you?
Yeah, let's try that. Yeah, let's
Treating
try
yourself?
that. Why not? Yeah.
Okay.
Ignore the penalty.
I'd say
So-
I'd say this probably will still affect some of the current present, but
Dramatic
I
moment,
might
she'll start
take
sleeping.
away the treatment. Yeah, and I might as a consequence at some point, just like, and the treatment ran out, and you feel pain again.
Yeah, that's fine. Position and effect don't really. The only thing is the only wording on this is this ability can give first aid to allow your patient to ignore harm penalty for an hour or two. Doesn't say
Yes.
anything about what I have to roll, what happens if I, roll really well or really poorly.
I think it's a normal free play roll. Like it's in this case, it would just be a normal roll, like position, effect, and things like that. Well, effect wouldn't matter in this case. Position here would be controlled because you're doing it before you're doing anything else. You're not trying to ignore pain in the middle of a fight.
I think generally effect doesn't matter, position doesn't matter. It's position and effect.
Yeah, I could see that.
All right. Well, we'll
effect
just
wouldn't
roll
matter
through it.
because the effect is you get to ignore it for an hour or two.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure. Like, say you roll a 4 or a 5, there's some complication there. What is the complication
Exactly.
of? It seems like a binary thing. It's a pass fail.
Yeah, the effect thing I think would tell you what
How long
happens
it
when you
is.
do fail, right? So either position and effect matter or they don't.
Yeah. Well, position is what happens if you fail. Effect is what happens if you succeed. And the ability says what happens if you succeed, so effect doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
It's what happens if you fail, which in this case I would say is controlled. Like, it's not going to be too bad.
Yeah, it's just it doesn't help.
Yes.
All right. Well,
6.
that's a 6.
You're
So it
fine.
helps. This is the roll I get the 6 on. Okay.
Okay, so now you have normal effect on
Yep.
your other tinker roll that you're about to do.
Yep. And that was a risky standard. Do I want desperate with increased effect? I think I do.
Do it.
I do.
All right, so you're just working. You're working more quickly and less subtly and less quietly.
Yeah, I'm
Make the
not
dog
paying
bigger.
attention to the pressure gauges as much.
Yeah.
You got this idea in your head about like a billowing column of steam that the effigy plows through.
Or science.
I have a devil's bargain idea. Is plus
I'll
one
entertain all.
because you were seen poking around in the middle of the night on public steam vents. Yeah.
And people's washing doesn't work on Monday.
Yeah.
Like
Okay, plus one heat. I'm okay with that.
Plus one heat, or just
That was the potential devil's bargain.
Yeah, because he's seen snooping around.
I'm not gonna take it actually because we're
Alternative
high on
devil's
heat.
bargain. You maim a bunch of civilians with hot steam.
Yeah, I don't think that's
That feels
any
like
kind
a
of
failure
positive
game.
part of it. I
How
don't see it.
about a tick on the heart comm thing?
I'm good with that.
Because
Strange people were doing leading strange.
Hutton finds out I
devices.
was fucking around, and maybe his lips get a little loose.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
I've ticked it up. You suggested it, so I assume you accept it.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Cool.
And I fail.
I didn't say it out loud, but I did think, here comes the one.
All right.
Well, it's a 3. It's
It's a 3. It's not a 1 if they're just treated exactly the same in this version. So, I think that we see like what does this look like? Like it's this figure surrounded with steam.
I mean, if it's a desperate failure, I think right as the palanquin crosses that steam vent, the vent blows and
yeah, okay. I was thinking something like that. And so there is it's not an explosion really, but there's like a metal like
It's an
crunching
explosion.
sound.
It's just not a combustion.
That's what it is. It's not a combustion explosion, but there's like a large banging sound and a burst of steam, and people are of course like
Lots of people are burned.
Lots of people have steam burns all over them and are crying, and a lot of people who are like pushing the palanquin forward. Yeah,
Hey.
no, it's a bit of a disaster.
It's
so is
something
this
to
now happening?
write about.
it is something to write about.
It
is
is
still
something to write
about.
I'm gonna fill the Ink Critics Write a Scathing article clock.
And that's
seems
so
fair.
funny now.
That seems fair.
We
This
got
was
here,
so-
I got punched in the face, and one of my colleagues got burned. The rat wasn't even that great.
Well,
Can it be both a
I think fail.
scathing and rating article?
No,
No.
those are mutually exclusive clocks.
Ugh.
I think.
Yeah, we can get both.
After this,
we
they
can
head out. Now the
fail.
party isn't entirely over.
but great distraction for a sale of goods.
yes,
Everyone's over there.
yes.
So we might just piss off the ink critics more.
Brian, are you on site? Like, do you push the button?
I mean, I can't fucking power game this. Yeah, he'd be right there. Like, of course.
Okay, so
why
the
would
one-
why would he make that button further away than
I
it
thought
needs
I'd
to
check
be?
because I only ticked one tick for a desperate, and as much as it sucks the clock is full, that's not enough for a desperate. You're also going to take level 2 harm, steam burns. So
I like to
Scald.
imagine-
It's not a burn. You are scalded by steam.
scald, yeah, like severe scalding. You probably were hit the worst. No one's dead or anything like that. It's just that lots of people have some very painful
Very bad burns.
Yeah.
Looks like my friend's getting a lot more business.
Okay, so
Do you want-
healing
yeah.
question. I've got 2 level 1s and a level 2. What
Yes.
happens if I heal the level 2? Does it
All
automatically
harm,
become a
whenever
level
you
2?
heal, all harm simultaneously goes down by 1, so it'll all shift.
Okay, so the level 1s
ones
go
will go
down
0
and go
disappear.
away.
Yes.
Okay.
And the level 2 will go.
Do
Do you want to resist that?
No, I'm gonna try to.
Okay.
Well, resisting the level 2 makes it a level 1,
But
then
you
it gets
shift it back to level 2.
So it goes,
Unless-
so it goes
yeah.
back to 2.
Unless you
So
also
have-
Unless you
armor.
also
You-
armor, and this is potentially I think I'm gonna double check.
This
This
is
is
the thing where you
magical.
have
This might be prowess again. I'm gonna
you
double check.
have to make 2 reductions or it's worthless.
Yeah.
So bear that in mind.
Well, got injured, so that one tick on my progress, well, my healing clock goes away.
And I'm double checking resistance. Here we go. Consequences for deception or understanding. From deception or understanding, consequence from mental strain or willpower, consequence from physical strain or injury.
Yeah,
This
it
is
does
an injury.
specifically mention injury.
Yeah, this is an
Yeah.
injury.
All right. So trying to think if I just resist this thing, it's
It's
just
still
It will
it's gonna
bump- it
take
will s-
away it's gonna take away my level 1s and keep a level 2, basically. Because it goes down to 1. I have 3 1s and they combine to a 2.
They don't
Is that how it
combine.
would
It's
work?
just no. It doesn't combine. It just jumps back up to a 2. If you have 2 level 1s, you would take a third. It goes up to a 2.
Oh, okay. So it's
So-
not getting rid of
either way,
anything.
It wouldn't do anything.
Yeah,
if
so unless
just
you
lowered
reduce it by
1.
2, it doesn't reduce by anything.
You would need to both
Right.
use armor and resist it.
honestly, I think you just take it.
Yeah, it would
Okay.
actually be easier for me to just take the wound and drink the vitality potion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That
Because
is.
that fills the healing clock and moves everything down.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay, so you
Good thing you made that
may have
push.
taken yeah. Okay, so you get severe scalding. You can drink the potion if you would like.
Yeah,
it's
that's
not
what I'm
an
gonna
action
do.
In this case, people are like rushing forward and helping each other and
Yeah.
like, running
While
away from the steam and figuring out what's going wrong.
there's a little bit of chaos from this before the ink rakes leave, I do believe there's some damage control that needs to be applied.
Now, that's a question. Can we reduce that clock before the mission ends?
They are leaving. They are leaving now. It's just like last chance. I would say yes in this case because this isn't a thing has happened, but they're leaving now to go go report what happened before the rest of the party's over. So, if you want to stop them, this is your only chance.
I think that's a Hicks.
I'm just
thing.
double checking what my drugs do.
Yeah, and unless we want to like knock them out, bring them back to a warehouse, and Adric just makes fucking sure that they write a good article.
Yeah.
I'm
Why
down
is
with
your
that.
handwriting so much tremblier than before? I don't understand.
The food was just so good. I was shaking with joy.
I only have 3 fingers left. That's why it's so.
I partook in the fighting pits because it's Scotland. There's like a little 14-year-old in the window with a knife going like.
Seems like a good way to go. Let's do it.
Okay.
We
Adric,
tried the Velvet Glove. Now we get the Iron Fist.
I think Hicks is definitely going to do something. Adric, now that Zaid left and is no longer watching the cargo, are you doing that?
No, my bird is.
Not even so much that though. If I've noticed Castellan, I'm going to basically take the bandana off my wrist, tie it around my face, and head back to the boat, hoping that she doesn't notice. I am getting inside the boat if I can. I will guard it from there and hope no one notices me.
Okay, great. We'll get back to everyone doing their things. But yes, Hicks, you have transpowder. You want to transpowder them into
Yes, that's exactly what I would like to. I would like to surprise drug them.
just like pocket powder them.
Excuse me.
how-
Does it smell
how
like trans
much?
powder to you?
Like, or do you like give them a
Pocket
handshake
sand.
with your?
It's more that I would like to run into them, as in quite literally run into the group of them, and like just I don't know, powder them that way.
Okay.
Like
So
So I
LeBron.
run into them. It's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Blow smoke in face.
Yeah. Okay, I think this is probably. This sounds desperate. This sounds just desperate in every way.
Yes.
Trying to drug them covertly in the middle of a street.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, I am.
This sounds like finesse to me. It's your choice.
Finesse seems about right.
All right, awesome. Grind, you're like you can have taken the potion if you wanted to, the draft if you wanted to. And
Yep, that's taken.
Okay. Do you want to help with this? Like, do you just stride out of this team and?
Yeah, I think
planned.
Is it an all planned thing, or do I just double
up to
them up
you.
on drugs?
This is there is no plan. This is I'm trying to save the day, so I reach into my secret bandolier, like pull out a vial of like a little a little cardboard disc that I like rip the top off of for trance powder. It's like a little packet or something. I rip like half of it half, like palmed in my hand. So when I bump into them, I like powder them with this blue like powder that like it throws in the air and they just get real high.
Okay.
Wish I had the better skill for. Well, I mean,
the idea is that I babysit them after this to try to angle them towards having a good time. I'm not really caring about.
Yeah, I think I will help with this, but it is the help of a blowgun with trance powder on it, and I'm just hitting the ones that he didn't hit.
Just like in the middle of the crowd and hoping no one notices amidst the panic.
It's surreptitious. Like there's
you know how big a
lighting a cigarette
is? They're like 3 feet long.
Yeah, they're not small, but yeah,
it's
like
jacket arm, and he's going, "Look over there."
No, it's like I'm sat down, like bandaging wounds and like drinking a thing, and like back behind some crates and just pop up and do it like as quick as I can.
Okay.
And helping is 1 stress or 2?
Yes,
I think. One. Okay.
All right. So, Devil's Bargain. Oh, I think my Devil's
Bargain. The obvious one is that I'm super high too.
How does that work with trance powder? Again, remind me. We've used it before, but it was at the first.
There's a what is it called on the list? There's a drawback to these things.
Yes,
there's a better list. Let's see here.
Woozy level 1 harm.
Oh yeah.
It's level 1 harm woozy.
Okay.
Don't you have a thing that's like you could ignore the effects?
I don't have that.
It's a special armor thing.
Yeah, there's a perk I can take to avoid this.
But you haven't.
But I do not have it.
That's the perfect Devil's Bargain. You are also affected.
I will accept that Devil's Bargain. Okay. I am woozy.
You have level 1 harm, but it doesn't kick in until after this. You don't get effect yet.
I also have a cure for it, but it takes a bandolier slot.
That's fair. And that's still fine.
Like I do. It's Alakast. It stops all of these things.
Alakast.
Yep. Yeah.
Alakast.
So it's desperate. You said desperate, right?
It is desperate.
This is a desperate.
This is limited effect. They've seen enough here. They're already checked out mentally. Oh, this isn't. Oh wait, no. Never mind. This is standard effect. You're drugging them.
It's a chemical effect.
You're not convincing them. What am I talking about? You're drugging them. Yeah, they don't have any specific resistance to drugs. That's a standard effect.
All right. So I have 2 bonus die.
Yes.
1 normal die for finesse.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
So I'm at 3 dice.
Mm-hmm.
And I rolled them. Or
6!
I'm real good at this game.
All right. Reduce the clock by 2 with standard effect, and it's now down to half full again.
Can I argue 1 and 1?
With a waving review?
Yeah, 1 and 1.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Reduce by 1, raise by 1.
That is good with me. So, there we go. So yeah, you drug them and they all they look at you like they don't really realize what exactly happened.
It's not like an hallucinogen or anything. It's just
they're just feeling off, and they're like, was it something in the food? Was it something like they need to go sit down, and you go to sit down with them?
Oh yeah, no, I stay with them. Like I don't know.
This is now now this one is all of them that you're with. All 4 of them are standing that are with you now instead of just one of them. And you go and sit down. Meanwhile, Zaid, you were gonna try and get closer and listen in on secret conversations between Ulf and people.
Yes.
All right. Who are what does this look like? Are you just like getting close to the door? There isn't anyone standing guard here.
No, I'm on the roof still. I just get on the roof of the house they're on
Mm-hmm.
very sneakily.
All right. Cool. This sounds like Prowl.
Mm-hmm. If since I'm still mentally connected with Varys, if he tells me that Adric is now watching the boat, he's now flybying again. Like,
Okay. He tells you that Adric is now watching the boat. Adric and Varys both see a what's the word? There's another boat coming that's about as big, fast, and armored as yours. Just kind of like strolling down the highway with a blue coat piloting it.
oh no.
Good.
I will mentally communicate to Varys to notify Adric that the fuzz is here, and then I will still listen in.
Oh, you're still listening in. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna listen to see what I can hear, and then boogie on back.
Awesome. Okay.
So you were telling Varys to communicate to me to let them in, or
No, just
you
to
said
let you
still
know that
listen in.
they're there.
Misheard.
I'm going to listen. I'm going to listen in to Ulf's conversation, and I'll beat it right back. The bird just is gonna squawk at you and then point at the boat
with the
Yeah.
wing, like, yeah.
And we were supposed to both listen too, so yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
you're still gonna listen in. This will be risky, I think.
okay.
And I think limited effect, like it. Char Hollow's stacked. If you're on the roof and he's on the bottom floor, you it's gonna be not that easy.
There's at least a floor between you.
Yeah, and even with Ulf being a loud person, it's still limited effect. In fact, that probably what allows you to listen in at all from being so far away. If you want to get closer, go for desperate. You could climb partway down the side of the wall or something.
You're desperate, sticking your head in the chimney.
I'm going desperate by taking climbing gear and Spider-Manning down.
Okay, great. You take climbing gear, you start rappelling down the side of the wall, and that gives you a standard effect.
Desperate standard. Any devil's bargains?
You're not gonna accept anything till everyone knows who the Phoenix is.
Nope. That's my get out of jail free card if Ulf catches me.
All right.
Ulf comes knocking?
I think Ulf comes knocking.
I will take a tick in that.
All right. There we go.
We actually don't mind him knocking that much because that could lead to a job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think anyone's helping you.
Yeah. No one
None
can.
of us can help. I don't know how we would help.
Here we go. 4.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think what am I doing? Here we go. You hear Ulf is like you basically overhear Ulf and people you recognize as the Billhooks together are planning a breakout of Ironhook Prison. Is that Ironhook?
Ironhook.
Ironhook Prison. Yeah, yeah. They're planning a breakout of a bunch of Scovs from Ironhook Prison together. I think, however, he wants to rope you into this. You hear him mention your name. Still, Ulf Ironborn visits. He says he's got more people. He wants. He's gonna pressure you guys later into joining him on this job, which will bring a lot of heat. By the way,
Yeah, this is not a job we get out cleanly from.
No, this is from how they're planning it. They're planning to blow open the prison and just have people run out.
I mean, this is part of
well thought.
Zaid's revolution plan is breaking open Iron Hook, but that's like step 5. That's not step 1.
Yes. No,
We're skipping 3 steps of profit.
Yeah. No, he's going to bring you into it, but
Three steps
it's
of profit and gang building where we get people for this.
yes. He wants to bring you in now, before you are ready.
He wants to sacrifice us
You
for
want
this plan.
Yeah.
What
If you
do
want
I
to,
want
you're
him
asking
to
if you
know
want
that I know?
It's up to you.
I'm going to leave a little calling card that is an origami like bird.
Just a
It's just
red.
red.
Just like as soon as he walks out the door, it'll be on the floor there.
Or like on the windowsill.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna boogie back to the boat.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, Adric. There's a boat full of blue coats there. That are they like? I think Zaid. You basically get back as they gently like pull up and park right next to your boat, like just in front of it. Are you doing anything while it's happening?
The moment I saw it, I was going to start. Okay, let's get out of here. We can do a circle around the block and come back.
Oh, you're
I
leaving?
was going to pilot the boat away. Yeah.
Oh, you're leaving with the boat. Okay, cool.
You guys don't need the boat right now, and they don't need to find it.
You pull away with
Nope.
the boat. They're gonna try to follow you on, like follow your
I'm
boat
going
with
to
theirs.
help with Varys. Boat pulls one direction, bird goes another. They gotta pick.
Gotta pick between the Phoenix and the boat.
So the role is to get away.
The roll, yeah, this would be getting away from them. This would be out driving them. This would be finesse.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and right now for them, it's like, yeah, no, don't worry, nothing has to happen, nothing has to go wrong here. So I think it's just risky. They're not going to shoot you from a distance or anything like that.
I have
Just
enough
paying a visit.
desperate rolls, but I want this to go badly. Yeah, let's see. How can I make this desperate?
Gun the engine.
Yeah, gun it is how
Just
you make it
remove
desperate.
all like pretense of subtlety.
This is
do it.
fleeing from the cops.
And you hit the gas.
Yes, this is fleeing from the cops, not just cruising on out of here.
Let's do it. My intention is to get away and to be able to come back later so we can still make the sale. But
Yes.
yeah, lose the cops.
Okay, great.
Wait out.
Yeah,
the
but
Jeep.
that's totally the 14-year-old plan, though. Like,
Yeah,
that is
it
the
is.
14-year-old criminal plan. It's not to slowly, like...
Yeah, there's
my
no
personal-
smooth criminal here.
It's
It's
no
panic.
smoozing the cops to not search the boat. It's no subtly driving the way. No, it's gun it.
right.
Pedal the pedal, let's drive out here.
Excellent.
If it's
I'm
as
curious,
fast as
so
our
what would
boat,
the original effect have been? Because I assume that just pushed it up.
That did push it up to standard. I think it would be limited by
Okay.
default.
Yeah, because it's still pretty suspicious.
Yeah, and they already were about to park right next to your boat. They already seem like they.
Yeah.
They're here to make some arrests for very shaky
Sure.
grounds.
Okay. You don't know why.
Any devil's
It's not a fine boat, is it? Since it's leveled up?
It is.
Your boat?
It is.
Is your boat fine? I thought it was just armored and bigger. I don't think
Well,
it was.
I wasn't sure what 2 ticks does with a boat.
It makes it armored and
armored and
bigger.
hold
It
more.
doesn't specifically increase the quality of it, but it means you can hold a lot more stuff, and in a fight, it will actually, like, it is armored. You'll be able to use its armor as your own.
yeah,
Okay.
I think
Just checking to see if it upgraded that way.
No,
I
it's
think-
not a tier better or anything. That's probably some sort of smuggling perk to get like a fine boat. That's probably in the wheelhouse of smugglers and not.
I
others.
think smugglers have
They
your
have so many
vehicle
boat upgrades. Smugglers have all of the cool vehicle garbage.
yeah.
Mhm.
And I think right now it's too early into what may or may not be a chase for boat tier to matter. You're trying to like get away from them before they even really have a chance to
Yeah.
speed
Yeah.
up.
If they're the same speed, you speed off before they can gun their engine, and
Exactly.
you're basically always going to be ahead of them.
Exactly.
Yeah, the finesse is the driving skill to make it matter.
Yeah.
I
Devil's
think
bargain?
my devil's bargain is one more tick on mercy finding Adric. It is like Blue Coat C. This 14-year-old kid is just like being very suspicious, and you do have your bandana on, so it wouldn't.
Can I argue for Caslin there instead?
Caslin,
On what on
barging
earth
into
are
the
you
HQ.
doing?
I don't know if that's still necessarily applicable now that she.
Well, she doesn't know who Adric works for. If she can put Adric to the boat, she knows where we live and then comes and barges in.
I could see that, and I also have +1 heat is another option for Devil's Bargain, because they're cops.
True. If I can, I'll take Caslin. But
Okay, let's do that.
So you have my help for Bird. So
Yep.
I'll take Uno Stress.
okay. And we'll see how well that goes. Not the worst.
Not the worst, but a 5.
Yeah, not the best.
No, still.
No. Well, whatever they were going, I think, yeah, you get away from them. You speed around the corner. I think that they like start speeding up, and then after a while they just slow down and turn around and drift backwards. And I think now they're gonna have to settle for some arrests. Whatever they were going to do isn't going to work now. So now they like.
Oh, I think they go back to their standard plan.
Now they go back to their standard plan. They park exactly where your boat was. They get out and they start
just wander.
Yeah, they start wandering and looking for people to arrest.
For any old reason.
Basically, yeah, for
right?
any reason. They're arresting some of the people who were. They start like going after some of the people who were injured. They aren't even necessarily arresting people to arrest people. They're arresting people because those people can bribe them to not be arrested.
Yeah, or to break up the party.
That's how the Bluecoats tend to work.
Mm-hmm. So this isn't necessarily going to take the riot thing, because they're targeting certain people that they can get bribes from.
This is going to start a new clock. 3 ticks out of 4, the Bluecoats break up the party.
I would argue, once again, that this is 2 clicks out of 4 for Bluecoats break out the party, and 1 additional tick on the riot clock. Because I know the thing is we need 3 ticks on a clock.
Well, we did have only. Oh, Riot was desperate.
A tick on the riot, 2 clicks on Bluecoats break it up, because I think that's an equally pressing thing, because the riot doesn't have to be riot for riot's sake.
Okay.
And Ulf's people are probably not so keen on the Bluecoats arresting anyone either.
Yeah, they're not. There's enough players.
Because maybe they arrest some people that can't afford the bribe.
Yeah, they're...
Alright. Bluecoats break up the party. And so they're prowling around, but the party's not fully broken up yet, or anything like that. Grine, you see this going on. You see some Bluecoats start wandering around, and more Bluecoats, and then there's probably 10 Bluecoats spread out into groups of 2 or 3, making their way around the street. People are eyeing them. People are like, "What's going on?" Occasionally, you see some people are giving them, they're not so subtly threatening to arrest people and getting paid off in plain day. It's not day, but
in plain view. Yeah, in plain view. We got 3 ticks to fill before we can.
Yeah. Brian, are you still?
Where are we with the actual sale of this stuff too? How long
sale's the background. The sale's the background part, I think.
The sale is supposed to happen soon. I was planning on to the sale after the Ink Rakes have been dealt with.
Yeah, the sale's part of the clean up of the party.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got a bunch of Bluecoats. Are they all off the boat?
All but 2.
Do it.
Do it.
With it.
Do it.
All right.
Always.
Fine.
I don't know what the plan is. I want to do it.
I smell smoke for some reason.
Grine is gonna.
Is that gunpowder I smell?
Oh, how do I do this without being seen? Is the question. Okay.
Obvious blinding oil.
There's steam still up and around, so.
You could call in our friend.
This is gonna cause some stress. Yeah, I'm gonna flash back to when they were first getting off the boat.
Your previous flashback was 1 stress, by the way.
Yeah, I marked it. I marked it as 1 because I figured it wasn't huge. But yeah, I'm gonna flash back to them first starting to get off the boat. And Grind pulls aside one of the blue coats, who is LaRose, our contact.
Nice. You want to like ask him what's going on? What do you want to do?
I'm going to slip him a coin and point him in the direction of Ulf's people. Say they've been causing some trouble. And I tell him that you should probably bring all of your people over there because they've been a little rowdy.
Okay. If you're slipping him a coin, you don't even need to roll. That's still a stress for the flashback, but
He just does it.
he just does it. He's like, he
Yeah,
sees it.
that's why I
looks at
did
you.
that, because I can't fucking talk for shit.
nods.
Money talks.
And he nods, he pockets it, he goes over to the rest of the blue coats and like nods to them, and they all start gathering together, walking over to like Ulf's gang. They start looking at each other. Oh, do they fight or scatter? They fight or scatter.
Before that happens, because I
That
got two
was a
things I'm
flashback.
doing here. That's the distraction. And now we're at present time. The boat's empty. Ryan gonna get a little wet, dipping into the water as he wrecks the boat to go sailing down the canal.
Okay, so before we find out if they do that, the blue coats are just about to like probably have a brawl with Ulf's boys and girls, but then they look over and the boat's just like gone off on its own.
Yeah,
hopefully. Okay,
just full bore down the canal.
excellent.
Just brick on
Now-
the accelerator.
They're a they have a tier 3 boat. Like their tier will factor into the quality of their boat here. This definitely matters. So I think you would have reduced effect here down to limited by default. You can then up that with your fine wrecking tools if you have those.
Yeah. Okay. So wait a minute. Let me make sure, because I have less effect for my steam burns because those are still there.
Yes, and if less effect, and effect stacks up and down. So it
Yeah.
would be down to no effect before any fine tools.
Yeah.
Fine tools brings it to limited effect.
Yes.
Yes.
You can push yourself for standard effect.
Yes. Because of the situation you made with the flashback, this will be just risky, not desperate.
You could also do desperate standards.
Also,
and
push
push
it to
I'll
yourself.
desperate
do-
anyways.
I'll push it to desperate standard. I will push myself even further.
For great effect.
Oh, you do desperate.
Yes.
Great.
But you're pushing
Desperate
yourself for
grade.
great effect, not for the extra die.
Well, I've got 3 in rec, so
Yeah.
You had 3 in Tinker.
I have
think
2
you
in
have 2
Tinker.
in Tinker.
Oh, you had 3 dice last time you rolled Tinker.
Oh yeah, fair. How badly could this
Standard
go?
will probably do it for you, so you might want to maybe.
My
just
point is, I don't see the
Okay, so
benefit
that's
of a
gonna be
great effect.
2. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
it'd be
I'll
different
push
if you were trying to
myself
fill in that clock, but
I'll push
Yeah.
myself for the. Can I push myself for the die or no?
You can push
Yeah.
yourself for
You can.
this. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. Too many
You,
rules.
you
Um,
trade position for effect, and then you push yourself for the die.
Yeah. So desperate standard, I guess,
Okay.
with a bonus die.
We're all marking XP for all these desperates.
Good luck.
Yep.
I haven't rolled that many. I've only rolled 2.
I'm just making sure we're
This
all the
one's going to
same.
be different because I think you guys have all been pretty split up.
Yeah.
5.
Ooh, 5.
5. Okay. Cool. So I think with this standard effect, yeah, you the boat like is exactly what you said. They all, both Ulf's gang and the Scavs, look over to the left and right, like to their side. The boat just drives off. Some of the bluecoats like break off and start running after the boat. And that's when Ulf's gang jumps them and just starts attacking on the ones while they're distracted and split up.
So, I have a thing for a desperate plea to make this salvageable in the eyes of the press.
Okay, because I was about to fill Scavland a riot.
Fill it all the way up?
Yes.
Oh, you could fill it, but it doesn't change my plan. Actually, that doesn't affect me at all. That's fine.
I would argue one away from filling the Scotland riot just because Ulf's boys are the ones who are instigating it, and now they're fighting the cops, so they're not
Yes.
instigating the populace.
Well, I think that's what basically they start fighting the cops, and the other civilians.
The riot starts
following
because
suit.
of that roll.
Yeah, this is the spark.
That seems.
It
that
does make
seems-
sense. It was a desperate roll, so 3
Yeah.
ticks.
Yeah,
Oh, and that's
that
only
seems-
2.
That seems reasonable, and I have a spin.
Okay, so
I want to try.
yeah. Then for that last tick, I think I don't know if we know this in character, but I think that Sierra, who's maybe watching the party, watches the Skovlanders start to getting their revenge on the Bluecoats for how they've treated them, and she's just like, yes.
Who's Sierra again?
Your
His
sister.
Oh, Sierra. There it is. Okay. I was looking up my friends list. I'm like, I
So
don't.
Sierra,
who is this?
yeah, Sierra. I already put 1 tick on her losing herself to vengeance. Is
Okay.
I mean,
what happens.
that's 3 ticks off of a.
Desperate as normal. 3 ticks off a desperate.
Yeah, but it was a success with a little complication. Is my problem. Like that seems
Desperate
excessive.
always gets you either level 3 harm, though, unless you have critically succeeded. That was
Well, the other thing is
threw
the
me
thing that
off
puts
so
the,
much about Blades.
the thing that puts this in context is those are 2 separate penalties. The Scotland riot is a penalty, and Sierra losing herself to vengeance is a penalty. You can resist either of those penalties.
You definitely can.
Yeah.
And also the
Separately,
Bluecoats
those are
themselves
resistible.
are
That's fair.
not going
Yeah,
to
the
be.
thing is, we're out of.
Yeah, and the Bluecoats themselves are not going to be aggressive anymore. They're now going to be retreating and defending themselves against the riot and
Yeah.
getting out of here. They're
Yeah,
not.
the thing.
They're not going to be a problem directly anymore.
Yeah,
You succeed in that.
Yeah, my whole point was the thing is it puts us out of a little bit of stakes because the terms aren't combat anymore. We're used to level 3 combat as a complication for a desperate failed roll because we can mitigate if we're in good shape, we can usually mitigate that down to level 1 harm. So it
Because
doesn't
of
seem
armor.
that because
Yeah.
of armor and resisting, but we can't armor this. So
Yeah, this
unless
one is tougher.
so
Yeah.
resisting is the
Oh,
thing.
this
If
would
you
be an
wanna
insight resist, right?
yeah.
This would
That's-
be an
that's the
insight
thing.
resist
If you want to resist one of those 2 consequences, that's
Both
also,
of these are social.
Yeah, I would resist the Skovlander riot thing. Like try to basically by trying to get the crowd on our side and
Maybe
like,
they fight them, but once the Bluecoats retreat, it doesn't start a riot. It just
well,
they're like, yeah, get out of here, and then they stop.
well, I'd like to make a spectacle of getting everyone to laugh at the Bluecoats as they run after their boat. Diffuse the situation.
It's comedic instead of angry. Change the tone.
Yeah.
I like that.
that's a good resist.
Yeah.
Benny Hill is playing on the boat as it's driving away.
Okay. Roll to resist. It happens. Resistance auto succeed is just how much stress it costs. So the riots.
Roll to resist a riot. I like writing in the consequence. It's fun.
Yes.
No bonus dice, but
Doesn't cost you anything.
Ah, it was worth it.
Nice.
Sick. Yeah.
And as we said, we can't use armor for harm, and I think both because the rules don't quite say, but I think for this, for non harm consequences, I will tend to, and this isn't a hard rule. If it makes sense, I'll negate it entirely. You have less opportunity because you can't use armor to reduce it. But if you do resist it, I'm more likely to say it both ticks on the clock don't happen instead of just negating one ticks.
Yeah.
Okay.
that's cool.
But they're still fighting
Yeah.
what are the, it's just not broken into all out riot. But Ulrich's boys are still picking on the cops.
They're
the
laughing
cops break ranks.
and yeah, exactly. The cops are still retreating and they're still getting out of there. And Sierra, that thing still happens, but it's in the background and it's only 1 tick.
That's not as bad.
Yeah.
And Grind had no knowledge of it, so resisting it doesn't really make sense.
That's fair. You can still choose to resist it by saying actually Grind does a thing that would stop that, or does if you wanted to. Yeah, no, things are okay. Hicks, you
Yeah.
I think
So-
you and the others all high.
Wow.
Watch
Yeah, we're
this
laughing.
happen.
Yeah, we're partying it up while there is cockfight, and I definitely like throw a bottle at them as everyone's diffusing the running away cops towards the boat. I throw
Yeah.
like a
I
beer
think
bottle
one of
at
them
them.
can't help giggle. Another one like wakes up like he suddenly fell asleep just half a second ago and wakes up from this, and they're all
Yeah.
acting very strangely.
Yeah, while we are partying it up at this, while we're laughing at, I do a bump of Alicast to remove my woozy condition. So while we're all just
Okay.
slightly, while the ink rakes are paying attention to the events at hand,
I think because you're doing it in front of them, I think this will be a roll. Because they'll probably think you're drinking something, be like, "Yeah, pass it here. We all want some," or stuff like that.
Yeah.
This would still be controlled, but
Okay, I'll make a controlled roll here.
yeah,
Probably finesse.
I think it's finesse to do it without them noticing, just right in front of them, just like
That seems fair. Controlled, standard.
yeah, standard. They just won't see you if they don't see you. Do you have any level 1 harm or anything? You do, don't you?
Yeah.
So,
The tricky thing is
limited.
this is the roll I'm making to get rid of my level 1 harm.
Yep, but it's still affecting.
It's another one.
you.
Yeah, it's another of those things though. Will limited effect even better?
I think here, limited effect. One of them sees you.
Well, fair. Because the roll is to hide it, not to reduce the
Yes,
effect.
the roll is not to use. The roll is to use it without them noticing, and therefore also wanting some as well.
So as we stand, limited effect means that most of them don't see me.
Yes, one of them might, and you might have to deal with it after.
Honestly, that's fine right now.
Okay.
I
Devil's
can't.
bargain.
Actually, I might push myself for standard effect.
Okay.
That puts me at 1 die, though, is the thing.
That's up to you. You could go
Can
for
I help by being
risky
distracting and getting the boat
standards.
back?
I'm sorry, what? I heard the
Okay.
boat comment. The possible distraction help, but I missed the Primarch's comment about something.
Oh, you heard my... Okay. You could push yourself for a risky standard if you wanted to have a worse position. I think this would be... Probably you might do like a look over there or like tell them about something over there. So
That's probably the thing. Risky standard, push myself for the die.
okay.
I would appreciate help, but I don't see a way that anyone would know I'm doing this to help, because the thing I'm doing is more or less a setup for the next thing. It's just to get rid of my woozy, like, reduced effect for when I try to actually work on these clocks.
If you want a Devil's Bargain instead to push yourself for an extra die, I could put 1 tick in red sashes, make a move.
Ooh, I don't understand how. But
there is no. It's arbitrary, but I could.
I understand that it's arbitrary. That's fine. I just don't have a good fiction mind for it. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. The red slash tick.
The ink rakes write specifically how this dude named Hicks was like super kind to them throughout the whole thing.
Something like that. Yeah.
Risky.
There's a woodcut of your picture on the
yes. Risky standard.
Risky standard.
1 die.
Plus 1.
And then Atrick, you're offering to help, you said?
Yes, but it didn't really make sense fictionally, so we'll leave it.
The help would probably be on the second roll. Okay. The help I will ask for will be on the next roll.
The roll isn't just to remove the harm. Okay.
Yeah. Well, the roll is to hide removing the harm.
That's true. Hide removing the harm, and you're fine. They don't notice at all.
Yeah, I sacrifice the material goods to actually remove the harm, but I don't. The thing is about whether or not they notice.
Yeah, you tell them like, hey, look at that funny thing that's happening with that blue coat in particular. One of them, like, because they're like still high, is like looks at you for a second and then registers what you say, then look over there a half second after everyone else, and then you do it, and you're fine.
Yeah, I take a swig from like a little gross, like yellow, viscous liquid from a vial.
Yeah, swish it around your mouth a bit as well, and then swallow it.
It's probably real nasty.
Yeah. But you feel better. Your
level 1 harm is gone. No longer woozy.
All right.
All right. So the thing I want to do, I want to basically commentate on the fight to them. I want to do fighter commentary to like basically do a whole thing about like look at how the Scoblets defend themselves and not even the cops can really like stop them. I'm trying to write a story for them by just saying it out loud to them in their vulnerable
Proud warrior
state.
tradition.
Yes.
Yeah, the proud warrior tradition of the Scavs and things like that.
Yes. We've made an art of drunken brawls.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
also just looked at the time.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, we'll
Like,
finish this off soon. Let's
Yeah.
see if this goes well.
Here's the problem. Here's where the rub's gonna be.
Standard effect.
I would like to now show up to help him
Okay,
because I was on my way back to the boat. The boat's not there. I see Hicks with the ink rakes. I gotta help out.
that's fair. Okay.
All right, I will argue this is sway, and I argue this is sway because it is, in fact, to change the attitudes of behavior with manipulation. Change their attitude about this from brawling hooligans in the street to
Look at
proud
these
warrior
brave
tradition.
fighters defending
Yeah.
their land from the invader.
Yeah, things like
Okay.
more that angle.
Yeah.
I imagine this is
Changing-
like a David Attenborough, like, and in the wild we see these, yeah, like that kind of
It's
commentary.
all bullshit. Yeah.
The native Scav in their natural.
Watch the Skovlander in their natural habitat. Look at the mating ritual of punching the encroaching blue-coated. Watch as the females line up to assess the best fighter.
And thus the best protector of their future young.
Remarkable.
So dumb.
I can
I'm-
see Sway.
I'm helping by also
I will
talking to
accept
them.
help.
Like I just come down from the rooftop like, okay, I gotta help out here.
Fight now. Just fight. It's all you gotta do.
Okay.
I describe the different fighting styles, the martial arts of Scotland.
Scotland. The boxing. Scotland.
You're-
boxing.
You're UFC-ing this one. You're Joe Rogan on this. Like,
All right. So risky. I'm assuming risky.
Risky is correct here.
Standard effect.
Standard effect is also correct here.
How many ticks is a standard effect?
Only 2.
Can I do the bigger one? Can I do a desperate plea for a great effect to tick
You
3
start
boxes?
really hamming it up, yes.
Yeah, really hamming. It's not subtle. Subtlety is not the job.
No,
True.
they're high. You don't need to be subtle.
Spectacle.
Yes. You probably start telling them like random facts that are not true at all about Scotland like
Totally.
rituals. Like
I don't know. I don't have. I've
during a
never taken.
Scotland wedding, the parents of the bride have to brawl each other in order to see.
I don't. I have never taken a Scotlandic history course. I don't know what this is.
It's great.
it's actually that the groom has to battle it out with a goat before he can accept the bride's hand.
Yes, and that goat is then served later in the reception.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I got one bonus
Kill it with your bare
die
hands.
from the Phoenix, or from
Yes.
Zaid. I guess it's not the Phoenix in this case.
Not today.
You have
All right.
Okay, Devil's Bargain for this.
I start a riot. I start the riot.
Yep. Take off.
People around me.
Like you
ramp
start the
up.
riot, but the Inkrakes love it.
Well,
Yeah.
I think no, I know. I think the devil's bargain is the riot starts regardless.
Yes, that's what I mean. The riot starts, and if you roll well, the Inkrakes are like, "This is awesome."
This is Scotland.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah, people over here, their rich Scav tradition of fighting, like, we should do that now.
All right, I will fill that, but
All
it's
of a
not
sudden,
necessarily
it's
in
a-
a bad way.
Scavish Fight Club becomes a posh pastime.
All right.
Yes.
4.
Oh no.
I got a 4. I got a 4.
You succeeded.
Yes.
Does that mean the clock fills?
That means the clock
Yeah.
fills.
Yes.
You did it.
Oh, do I get beat up?
I think you.
Do I get
I think you
beat
get
or not?
pulled into the riots, and there's no specific person that beats you up, but you like
No,
lose
it's
yourself.
not
Just punch.
one
Everyone's
person.
punching each other. Yeah, it's. Yeah,
It's a
And-
soccer riot.
I riot. I self a riot by joining the riot.
that is correct.
This is the best part. Everybody into the pit.
Yep. I
Oh,
don't think
God.
level 3 harm here is. No one's trying to kill each other, so you only take level 2 harm,
Okay.
and I think
Badly beat.
yes. But I also think. Oh.
I mean, it seems like start a clock here for parents finding out that you fucking
it's-
lied.
Yeah.
I'm not. I have taken my semester sabbatical to
That's true. You're right. I think because of that, let me remove that. That clock is out of the way. I'm going to tick one more on Red Sashes make a move. That's the other tick out of 3.
I didn't realize we killed all Ironborn. Okay.
Yeah, because I
What?
figured out what he wants to visit about.
Okay.
Do I
Yes.
also take the harm because I was helping?
No, helping doesn't inherently mean you're involved in this.
Oh,
The
But
cost
it
for
also
help
means
is
you don't get
different.
anything on
Like
a
it
desperate roll.
doesn't necessarily mean you don't participate, but maybe you aren't severely hurt. By
I'm
it.
a better fighter than
Hicks
Yeah.
you.
is
Ooh,
not
as
really
long
a
as
fist fighter.
You're a Scovlander. You know this is coming. Like, you back up.
Oh, as long as we're
Back up
talking
or
about
join in.
harm, I do want to resist
Yep.
the
And you can
the
use armor.
beating. Yeah, no, I'm just resisting with prowess to reduce it to level 1 harm.
Perfect. Nice.
did
Nice.
Good resist rolls this session.
Actually,
At least something was.
can I also do armor because healing is such a pain?
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
And then you just
Um,
you don't take any harm from it. You're like, yeah.
Right. Like I
Um,
ripped my jacket or something, so that's the armor that's lost, and I have a broken, probably like a black eye or something out of it, but not
Yep.
effective harm.
And the Inkrakes will leave with many light bruises because I think they probably join in
And
as
a
well.
great story.
But a great story. Yep. Meanwhile, Adric, you bring the boat back, and then waiting for you where it's supposed to be after the Bluecoats left and everything, you see Hutton and Ulf both there. I think Ulf would be the one to say, "You're late."
Blue coats.
And scare them off. My folk had to do that.
I'm here now. We're here now.
I have eyes, lad. Where's your parents?
Back in Scotland.
He obviously recognizes your heritage, so he just raises an eyebrow and says, "All right, you're gonna just do we pay you?" And, like him and Hutton have you guys have met. I think Hutton knows you much more than Ulf does. Ulf, you're just like you're a person who's with the Fusewrights. Is his perspective, and I think at this point Hutton steps forward and calms Ulf down, pays you for the weapons, and probably
that's a successful job.
and and probably compliments you on the party. And I think that's
I'll
it.
nod and kind of look out at the fact that everybody is fighting suddenly.
Yep.
It's a good thing because they're still all alive. If you were in there, there would be pieces.
Yes. No, I think it's a job well done.
Yeah.
The Bluecoats were the main threat to the sale, and you got them away. So, okay,
All right.
we did it.
Yeah.
Let's do end of session.
thing.
We'll do the end of drop stuff next session as we did last time.
Yep.
But
Works for me.
yeah,
Could I do my XP really fast? Because my dad's gonna mess with the internet,
Oh.
so it's gonna drop.
Yeah, fair.
I addressed at least one challenge of tracking and/or violence. I think I just get one for that. beliefs, drives, heritage, and background, I think is, I want to say 2 for the conversation with Adric, and then standing guard outside Melvier's place. And then struggles with issue from your vice or traumas. I think the haunted is the main part of that conversation with the group. So I want to say just 1 because I don't want to double dip with Melvier unless I can.
It's your call. I wouldn't.
I think because the only thing is my background is why I went to Melvier's, but mentioning that I almost lost the bird and all that stuff could be trauma for haunted.
Sorry, my mic is acting up and I'm flashing a bunch when I'm not talking. I'm not sure why. But it's gone now. Oh, he disconnected. Okay.
Oh.
Oops.
So, who's next?
Well, we'll trust that one's going well.
Well, you want to do the crew
do the
stuff
crew?
real fast?
Let's do the crew.
Yeah, let's do the crew. All right, where's the sheet? There it is.
Fusewrights. There we go.
All right. Acquire product supply, execute clandestine covert sales, or secure new territory.
I do believe we get one of those.
Sales.
You do.
Yeah.
Contend with challenges above your current station.
Ink rigs above our station. The police
Bluecoats.
above our
Blue
station.
coats above our station. And there's 2.
There's 2.
Crew's reputation bolstered or a new one.
Driven.
And our cameras are going to be messed up.
Our our camera's just
Oh.
We're back.
There you go.
On the phone.
Oh,
Okay.
there we go.
Cool.
All right, we got.
I'm on my phone. Oh no!
Already went poorly.
Okay. We were doing crew XP.
Yeah. We were on bolster reputation or develop a new one. I think driven here might be bolstered.
I could
I don't
see
know.
it
If anybody was
as
paying
well.
attention to everything we did, it was definitely bolstered.
Yeah, we made a big sale.
Yeah. You guys.
We
acted-
drugged some
Is this
guys in order
okay?
to do it.
Also,
so-
we literally had boat driving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Driven. The boat was in
So is
fact
that-
driven.
Is that 1 or 2? Oh, we lost him
Okay,
again.
camera.
I'd
Okay,
He's
say
probably on
one.
Wi-Fi.
hold on. Oh, he's okay. There we go.
It's fine for like 3 seconds, and then it gets all robot-y and then drops.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense for
I
me.
think I'm okay.
I could also see.
And express the inner nature of the crew.
Yes, goal drives, inner conflict, or essential nature.
I'd say we definitely got internal
We
conflict.
got lots of inner conflict.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And essential nature. I mean, like, all of us are very pro Scov and, that whole thing. So that
That's the
feeds
Even though
into
I'm
essential
not
thing
good
is
at
it's
it.
a Scov party.
Mhm.
Okay.
All
Awesome.
right.
All right, so that's that. We are what 3 away from the next crew advancement.
Nice.
We'll talk about it when it comes up, but I think a vault might be great.
Yep.
Yeah.
All
So,
right,
Back
back
to-
to individuals.
Zayd, did you finish yours, Jordan?
It's still robot-y, so
Okay.
I'm
We
on
can
my
hear
phone.
you.
Well, we can hear you, but I don't think he can hear us. Okay, let's just go without him, and we'll figure it out after.
I can kind of understand you.
Hang on.
Who wants
hang
to go
on.
next?
It's like
He's not in Roll20 anymore.
didn't get.
Oh, he's not.
Put it in Discord
Yeah.
chat.
Discord chat makes more sense.
But he might not be able to see it. Either way, let's continue on.
Yeah.
Well, I got some XP stuff I could do. Each time I rolled a desperate action, I missed one. Now I have marked XP each time I rolled the desperate action.
Nice.
I don't know if I addressed a
Yeah.
challenge with rhetoric or destruction. Maybe rhetoric. Rhetoric, arguably. Because it doesn't have to be a specific rhetoric.
No.
Just with rhetoric. The idea of the Scovs being like a proud people and stuff was the rhetoric I was using to address a challenge.
I see twice. Like I see that I mean, there were 2 rolls you made that were involving the increase.
Yeah, there were 2 rules about it. I just never destroyed anything. I
Yes.
destroyed nothing.
But rhetoric
this
twice
session.
is still rhetoric twice.
Yeah, cool. I'll take 2.
There's
I
also the
express-
whole like lying to your parents thing.
Yeah, that's destructive in its own way.
Yes.
I expressed my beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I would like to say I did at least that once.
I definitely see
Yeah, we
that.
set
I see that twice.
Zaid down.
Once with the parents, obviously. The other one is actually with the things are going badly, trans powder. Because you've done that seems like a thing for you. If I'm not mistaken.
It's not beliefs, drives, heritage, or background, though.
Okay, yeah. It'd be more like an instinct. That's what that would be.
Seems like drives, like if things are going poorly, drug everyone.
Yeah, the parties can be saved with liberal applications of substances.
Yeah, I leave that one to you, but I could see that.
I mean, just we didn't role play out like whose idea the score was or anything like that, but like this job is very much your wheelhouse, right?
Yeah, have a party about it, and not specifically
Thank you for wanting
like
to have a party for a while.
Yeah, okay. I'll take 2. Mostly because I want the command skill or consort because we don't have. I'm gonna do
Consort is
We
as
don't have
unknown.
consort.
Yeah,
I'm
I have 1 tick in it, and that's it.
I'm gonna take a dot and consort so I can start doing more facey stuff. All right. And then I struggled with issues from my vice this time.
You did. Yeah.
I broke into my dad's liquor cabinet and got myself in trouble. That's an issue from my vice.
Definitely. Do you have traumas?
No traumas, because I'm good at this game.
All right. Done, I think.
That's it. That's it for me.
Perfect. Who is next?
I can go, I guess. Just address a challenge with technical skill or mayhem. I think I did that twice. Once poorly, once very successfully.
Yeah, it's 50-50 on success.
Beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. Probably 1 there for sitting Zaid down and all that nonsense.
You also
And,
did used to be a professor.
That's true.
That's
yeah,
2 things. That is your
is
background.
that is 2
I
things.
had those robes.
And issues with vice. No, I in order to do this, I either need to get trauma or need to change my vice to something that is going to seriously complicate my life.
Yeah.
Like,
As much as I like all of the vices about like helping people and being not a criminal, they're really hard to get in trouble for.
Yeah. I actually I've got to play up the atonement angle more because that's where this comes
That
from.
would help. Yeah, and especially if we end up filling the clock where your involvement with hardcom is exposed, then I think that'll become a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that dings me over with
Wait, no,
one
not that one.
next, and I am really looking at venomous as my upgrade.
Oh, choose a drug
What
or
does it do?
poison. Oh, here it is.
Okay, cool.
You're immune. You can push yourself to secrete it through your skin, or saliva, or breath.
Oh, gross and scary. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I'm like, do I want that one? I'm also looking at Saboteur and Ghost Ward, so I'll have that next.
That's great. Okay. Adric
Nice.
Karstus.
Okay. Address a challenge using violence or coercion. I would say violence at least once with killing the spirit wardens, but I don't think I did violence the rest of this time.
But you did command, which I think is
But is that coercion?
no. It's
Yes.
Is it?
All
Yeah.
right.
You can coerce with violence.
Okay.
All right, then 2 it is, and I'm going to just figure it out afterwards because I've got too many things close to leveling. Express your beliefs, heritage, drives, heritage, and background. I would say 2 for that. 1 for the conversation with Zaid, and 1 for the expressing of earlier of, yeah, I am a tool. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. That's fair.
And vice
also, you went out of your
issues.
way to like serial killer as many spirit wardens as you can. So
Yeah.
that's an expression of Adric.
Vice issues are trauma, I'd probably say that the argument with you guys at the beginning of this was probably partially coming out of the paranoid, as well as actually running away with the boat. Like the first time there was something,
Yeah,
a
I'd
problem,
say
I'm out of there.
trauma definitely came up. Also, like, you're paranoid. We yelled at Zaid, and your first reaction was to yell at us while we were yelling at Zaid. You yelled at everyone else while we were trying to, like, you had in front. You went and you turned around and was like, "Oh, this could slop on me." So your first reaction was to turn the argument. You wasn't even faced at you, but your first reaction was to make sure it wasn't, which seems rather paranoid to me.
Yeah. Yeah. I see that.
Yeah. So that's me.
All right.
I think that's all of them.
That's it. We're done. This was a
Did we finish
messy.
crew?
Oh, sorry?
Did we finish the crew?
Yep.
Okay.
That was
sorry.
a messy but good score, which
Yeah.
is kind of how a party of that size can be.
Yeah.
There was also a few. I had a long list of like potential things to interfere
Oh,
with.
because it's such a weird score, like a robbery. It's so
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah,
to
like
think
I was
about.
thinking, okay, does Eckert show up to have beef with Grind? Because I was
Yeah.
thinking about that.
Yeah.
I was
There's so many
thinking
things that
about
could happen at
the
public
grinders
With
are
the
just like.
social score, it's really hard to figure out what we should be aiming at and how to
Yeah.
get us there.
And so for
I
me as a
think the-
GM, I'm like,
Yeah.
what obstacle? What do you need to do in order to get the thing? And because you're selling to people who are already kind of friendly with you, I figured that the ink rakes were the bigger one. And if they were quick, then we'd also move on to some complications with the actual job
Yeah.
of selling. But I also like, okay, maybe, and this is a no, there weren't there. Maybe there were some possessed members of the Reconciled that were there. Maybe the Scotlander refugees might look to make more examples
Or-
of
You
traders.
suddenly muted Spencer.
Hello?
No, I can hear you.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Maybe I suddenly turned my volume off. Don't worry about it.
I was thinking of the grinders because a lot of them are mutated. They stick to themselves, but then like a child sees them and cries, and like starts causing a bit
Yeah,
of a scene.
there's so many things that can go wrong at a party, and there's
Yeah.
so many weird ways it could come out. And also, it's so hard to know whether or not it was successful. Like mechanizing the success in this case, which I liked the scathing and raving articles being separate things that can both happen.
Yeah, if they both fell at the same time, it would basically be a very like splitting article where when you read it, some people would like, oh, I don't want anything to do with that, and other people would want that, and
Well, it's
both.
Well, I figured
like
there'd be
the-
like a good article about the party, and then like a bad article about scavs in general later.
Yeah, it's like the puff piece and the editorial. You know,
Yeah,
the puff piece
that
is
could work.
all, yeah, this was great. The editorial is like, those violent scavs are terrible people. Look at what they do.
Yeah, no, it was good. We had a fun time.
Cool.
Oh, and I decided on my advancement. I'm going with Ghost Ward. Brian's been studying ghosts, and he has learned how to
Okay.
wreck an area with arcane substances, so it is either anathema or enticing to spirits.
Oh,
Great.
good. That
That's all we
sounds
need.
like a
More
That's
more
useful
stuff
to
we
deal
can't
with your
handle.
wife.
That's
That's ghost snip.
That's spirit warden, get them away from us kind of thing. Like, oh, there's all these ghosts over there.
Flashback into just drizzling some.
Flashback
I'm still
ghost
gonna call
trap.
this ghost snip in a place, and they're like, ooh, that's fair.
Cool.
Okay, we will be back next week with all 5 of us, and we're gonna see end of like post stuff. We're gonna see what you guys do. You guys don't have to accept Ulf's job, but he's gonna really want you to because there's a reason that's a consequence clock.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Good deal.
Good deal.
good deal. Because we all know that the last job you were pressured into taking went so well.
It did.
wonderful.
I mean,
I don't
as
know what you're talking
long as they're not tier 4, whoever Wolf wants us to go after.
Ironhook
Ironhook
Prison?
Prison.
They might be.
I think
Yeah,
they're
we-
tier.
They might be 3, I think.
Ironhook
It's a
Prison,
prison.
tier
How do you-
4.
but here's the thing: we determine the job, the engagement, the everything else.
That is
The
true.
job might be surreptitiously strapping bombs onto people going into the prison. Like
That is true.
The job might be transportation of a large payload. It might be smuggling. It might be employing secret tunnels under the prison. There's a lot of possibilities.
He's going to ask for
Yeah.
your help. This is his plan, so he is like you can challenge this in roleplay, but he's going to want to tell you what to do.
Well, he's going to
Oh.
tell us what he wants us to do.
He's going to tell you what part of the plan are you playing, and like here's
we decide how we do the thing he wants us
Yes.
to do if we choose to do it.
yeah. Him and the Billhooks are both violent people, but you guys are the explosive ones. You guys have,
Yeah,
have
he
the
also
reputation
knows we don't
explosive.
have. Yeah, but the thing is, he knows we don't have a gang. He knows we don't have muscle to employ here, so he's
Yes.
not going to want us to be frontliners. Otherwise, why bother?
Exactly. So he will. He is not a stupid person. He is sometimes impulsive and rash and has a heck of a temper, but he's not stupid. So
When he's calm, he thinks.
okay, well we will be back next week. This was fun. Thank you everyone for watching.
Cool.